Hello everybody, Michael Landfield here, and thank you for joining me. Today is a video for vegans. So if you're vegan, thank you for being here, because I love you. Share this video with all the people you know, and even more. Don't forget to, hey amigo, don't forget to like this video. Hot pepper like this video! Hello and welcome to the most peaceful place, where the fruiting plants and animals roam free. Thank you, thank you, thank you to all of them, as they make this piece of haven very enjoyable for all. Thank you, thank you, thank you for coming to Peaceful Village. So this video is really about vegans needing to do more. Veganism is just the first step on our spiritual healing journey. So what do I mean by that? Well, there's a lot of things that I can say about this, and a lot of things that we are writing about in our book, The Way We Heal, reconnecting to the power of nature. So in this book, we talk about the holistic ways that we need to live in order to heal ourselves in every way, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, physically, and so forth. So there are a lot of ways, a lot of things that we need to do as vegans and raw vegans to heal. Many people think that food and diet is the only thing that we need to do. It's absolutely not true. So there are many things. I'm just going to list a few things, for example. So the first is the food part. Second is how we breathe, how we conduct ourselves. Is our posture straight? Are we, for the most part, breathing in deep? Are we, for the most part, breathing in deeply and breathing out deeply through our nose? So these kinds of things. Are we, that's step one. Are we, first of all, in nature, in the tropics? Or are we in a cold place where most of the time we need to put on lights in the house because we don't have adequate sunshine? Are we breathing? Do we wear clothes? Or are we naked in the sun and putting our feet on the ground? So grounding ourselves. Are we putting our hands in the soil? Are we doing all of these things? Are we going to a river or are we going to a waterfall, a pristine waterfall, and showering ourselves? Are we using fruits like lemons and mangoes and avocados and bananas to wash ourselves instead of using chemical products like shampoos and conditioners? Are we still using deodorants, or are we using lemon if we need? Are we brushing our teeth with harmful toothpaste and things like that, or are we washing it with just with water, or maybe a little bit baking soda or lemon or something, So there are many things. Are we living close to areas where there's cell towers, electricity towers, these kinds of things? Are we living in a pristine area in nature, or are we still living in towns and cities? So these are all the things. Oh, other things. Are we still being intoxicated by other people's thoughts and feelings and what they say about us? And are we taking that in, all that negative energy in, or are we amongst amazing people who support us and love us? So these kinds of things is what we need to do. So there are a lot of things, probably more. Are we meditating, or is our mind always agitated and rolling like a film, going from one scene to another scene and this and that? Are we in a toxic job working our precious life away without working on our purpose, or are we really doing what we really want to do with our life and striving for that purpose? So are we in nature, happy, beautiful, loving nature, or are we depressed in cold climates, freezing weather, not growing our food, buying from supermarkets, stressed out because we need money? Well, if you're that kind of person that is still in a cold place, still living superficially, and it's not living a good life, lost, stressed out, struggles, paying bills here and there, paycheck to paycheck, hey, we need not live that way. All we need to do is go to a tropical place, and that's it, start growing all of our own food. It's that simple. But at the same time, it's not that simple. Because I know how the process was for me. It took me 8 years before I got to this place in my life. 8 years. And just a few years ago, before we got this land, we had some challenges, a lot of challenges. And don't think that we don't have any more challenges. We still have a lot of challenges, but we're more peaceful, relaxed, like kind of a calm river, a calm babbling brook. Yeah. So it's beautiful once we holistically heal, and still I got a lot of issues to heal. I'm not perfect, and there's a lot of things that I need to do in order to heal. My health is not perfect, I shouldn't say perfect, not optimal. And so, yeah, there's still some period of time I've damaged my body, I've damaged my life, living the way I have for the past 40 years. I need to heal myself, still healing, and it might take time because still I'm not living the way I really want to live. There's still a lot of things that I'm not eating completely organic, fortunately, because Ecuadorian system just doesn't allow us to live completely like that. Yeah. Another thing is, we're not completely eating raw. So time to time cookery, but slowly getting rid of that. So these kinds of things, I'm still into the high fat. So still from time to time I'm eating a lot of fat, and from sources that are really not the best, like coconuts and nuts and things like this. But most of the time, or a lot of time, I'm doing low fat, so this is really good. So a lot of things, really. There's still a lot of things that I need to improve. A lot of emotional issues that I need to improve. I need to do more meditation, these kinds of things. So, but otherwise, I'm there. I'm on the path, and that's what I want to tell people. Is once we become vegan and understanding what veganism truly is, then we continue on our path, and we can continue on our path, and we continue on our path, and we continue on our path, striving to go ever further. Now, one thing I like to mention about this path is that some people believe that truly we cannot, as human beings, be completely fruitarian, nor is it healthy. We feel that we need to be grounded a little bit. And so there are people out there, I'm not going to mention names, but there are people out there in the vegan movement, or as vegans, there are many people out there that just advocate eating whole grains, organic whole grains, organic starches and things like this, tubers, potatoes, taro, cassavas, sweet potatoes, etc. And my feeling on this is that now that I understand and I'm experiencing what it's like to live longer periods of time, as a raw vegan, I understand when I include more and more cooked meals in my regime, in my meals, I don't feel as good. Probably also because they're not organic. It's hard to find a lot of organic stuff. Yes, they do have organics in the terminals, but in the nearest towns that we are, in the cities, closest cities, they don't have a lot of organic stuff. So for us it's hard. So we're doing our best to grow as much food as possible veganically. So veganically means vegan organic, basically not to use anything that comes from animals, no manure, bone meal, blood meal, fish meal, feather meal, anything that comes from animals, as well as any kind of chemical, synthetic chemicals in the growing of food. But if wild animals want to pee or shit everywhere, some wild birds or some insects or whoever, that's fine because they're not domesticated. So that is fine. So we don't have any domesticated animals on the land. No cows, chickens, pigs, sheep, goats, cats, dogs. Animals just go and come as they please. Sometimes we will have dogs here and there from neighbors' lands, but not that frequently. And usually we shoot them away so they don't destroy our beautiful, pristine area. And yeah, so holistically healing is what it's all about. So, are we holistically healing, or are we suppressing that mucus within us? So are we holistically healing, or are we suppressing that mucus within us? Are we living in polluted cities and towns? Are we still living close to cell towers and electricity towers? Are we living unnaturally with lights on, or do we have open air everywhere? Well, when you come here to Peaceful Village, this camping site has open air everywhere. So completely open air. The tents have, it's open air. You can take off the top of the tent and it's all circulating. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing. We have our cabin, completely open air cabin. So these kinds of things, yeah. So that is how it is. We're living pristine. Yeah, more pristine than most people are living nowadays. So we have 3 amazing rivers. We have some streams. We have some waterfalls. Possibly even some springs. Hi, friend. Possibly some springs. And yeah, just amazing mountains. Very pristine, warm most of the year around. It's overall just an amazing, amazing place. I love this place. And you can join us here and experience this place. Very cheap. You can get your food for very inexpensive. Probably between $30 and $60 US per week per person. So on average $45, $50, something like that. $40. And yeah, if you come here as a guest also, it's relatively inexpensive to come here as a guest or as a volunteer. It's either free, or we have the paid volunteer option or the donation volunteer option. So these kinds of things. So this is amazing. So if you want to come here as a guest, as a volunteer, or future community member, either as a guest or volunteer, you're welcome. Just fill out one of the appropriate forms on the applications on the website, and we will definitely, if you seem interesting and we would love you to come, we will respond. We will respond back, and then we will go from there. So thank you for joining me. I'm Michael Landfield, and I'll see you in the next video. Don't forget to hot pepper like this video. Hot pepper like this video. Oh, you don't like hot peppers? Okay. Sweet pepper like this videos. Bye-bye, everybody. Thank you for coming to peaceful village.